Hello and welcome to the Decent Wrestling Show and another Actress Girls review. This time it is the 14th of October 2024 show at Korakuen Hall. Let's join the road that leads to King. So without further ado, let's delve into the show. The big performance started with a dance show by Ali's sisters, led by Mizuka Arai, who is the group's dance instructor. Then we got our usual opening dance with the Actwres girls members decked out in their beautiful white dress-like clothes. The debutees of the day, Anri and Miho Ishizuka, got a spotlight during the dance. The opening match of the evening saw an exciting debut as Anri stepped into the ring for the first time, teaming up with Nagisa Shiotsuki against Superhuman Osaka Army's leader, Asaka Miya, and Chiyowoba, whom is wearing Sakura's first ring gear as she has lost hers on the train a while back. Anri's entrance immediately grabbed my attention with her stylish hat and clear love for Pokemon, which she integrated into her gear and entrance with her mimicking the motion of throwing a Pokeball. Her enthusiasm and passion were on full display from the start, and she looked confident alongside her partner, the lovely Nagisa. Anri showed real promise in her debut performance. Her kicks were a standout. While not all of them connected perfectly, the power was impressive for a first-timer. She also busted out a cool armbar submission and a single leg crab that demonstrated she's been working hard on moves. Anri moved well in the ring, showing great potential that will be exciting to see develop as her career progresses. A fun moment came when Arisa Nagai, another member of Superhuman Osaka Army, came in the ring and the trio of Osaka Army members performed rolls over Anri as a sort of initiation to the ring. Even Nagisa did a roll herself, after being pushed of course. Asaka Miya's toughness and determination was also on show. At one point Nagisa unleashed some brutal chops, but Asaka puffed out her chest, yelled "Bring it on!" and dodged one chop before delivering a sharp Savat kick and locking in her octopus stretch. Her drop kick, which seemed to get more stunning with each match, was good to see as well. Chiyowoba and Nagisa had excellent chemistry, trading moves in some good exchanges. Chi also had a great moment where she invited Anri to give her best kicks, sticking her butt out like a veteran, showing the rookie what she's got. It was a nice touch of character work from Chi, playing the senior role for the first time. In the end, it was Chi who sealed the victory for her team, pinning Anri after hitting her new finisher, a frog splash with the awesome name, "The final dessert is ice cream," with a Chi topping. The move looked fantastic and capped off the match nicely at around the 10-minute mark. Overall, this was a fun and energetic opener. Anri's debut was solid, with flashes of potential that suggests she's got a bright future ahead. The chemistry between all the competitors, combined with moments of humour and intensity, made this a very entertaining match. Great opening to the show. Post-match, Superhuman Osaka Army celebrated the momentous victory. Osaka offered Chi her old gear. Chi responded,
No. Absolutely not.
Osaka asked Anri to join the group. No response, but Osaka in the post-match interview spoke as if she had joined. Nagisa ended the segment saying,
Together, with our sparkling power, let's keep pushing forward at full speed. Thank you, and enjoy the remaining 5 matches.
In the post-match interviews, Chi praised Anri for her performance. Nagisa praised her strong determination. Anri dreams of facing Act one-on-one. That is the goal she will work towards. She has a background in acting and kickboxing. Traitor Naho Yamada is the one who recommended her. Anri is trustworthy, so she is already the better Yamada. The second match of the night brought us another tag team bout featuring the debut of Miho Ishizuka. She made an instant impression with her cute, Chinese-inspired yellow costume, adorned with little dragon designs that looked hella adorable. Miho teamed up with the heel Nene Arahata, who looked as beautiful as ever. Their opponents were the always dazzling and elegant Kyanren, now sporting a fresh white suit and handing out roses, and then Nami Togi, who treated the audience to a live bass performance, one that we finally heard. A long-awaited moment indeed. It sounded awesome. Miho, while looking a bit nervous and stiff in her debut, still delivered a solid performance. Her dropkick stood out as one of her better moves, and though she's still finding her footing, there's definite potential there. I like the contrast between Miho's pure babyface persona and her partner Nene's heelish tactics. Miho kept tattling on Nene to the referee every time she tried something dirty, which visibly annoyed Nene, and she expressed that in her post-match interviews as well. Nene was on point with her heel work, grinding Nanami's face against the ropes and even tying her hair up in them at one point, showing her ruthless side. While this match was arguably the weakest of the night, it still had plenty of enjoyable moments. Kanren brought back her signature comedic style, which was a highlight. In one funny moment, after hitting Nene with a low dropkick, she was met with an icy glare, prompting Kanren to hilariously run away and quickly tag out. We also got the Night of Fire dance back. Also, she did her impressive rope walk, going all the way across the ring this time. Nanami meanwhile introduced a new move to her arsenal, a body press, a nice addition to her repertoire. In the end, it was Nene who secured the victory for her team, pinning Nanami after delivering a beautifully executed delayed brainbuster after around 10 minutes. While it wasn't the strongest of the evening, it had its entertaining spots, particularly Kanren's comedic flair and Miho's promising debut. Post-match comments. Miho didn't remember much of her debut, and Nene expressed anger at Miho telling on her heel tactics. Miho replied,
Well, as a debutant, I felt like I couldn't just ignore it.
Regarding her debut, Miho said,
Hearing the support from the seniors and my peers was a big help. It gave me strength, and I could hear the fans too, which made the experience feel different in the ring. I don't think I showed my best, but I do feel like I put my heart into today. It's more exhausting than I thought. There's a lot to memorize, like how to walk, how to hold your hands. Each movement has a method behind it. And that was tough to learn.
She revealed that Maru is the one who invited her to join Actwres Girls and that she wants to grow and become a strong wrestler. Kanren wanted to speak, but Nene pulled her backstage before she could. The third match of the night brought an exciting 6-woman tag bout, with the newly formed Actwres Three Musketeers, Arisa Nagai, Alice Iwono and Toru Hina taking on the Actress Killers, represented by Hinata Senya, Ayane Iri and Yufa. The Three Musketeers made a cool entrance, appearing from different sides of the arena, with Arisa doing her now iconic cute dance, Toru showing off her strong presence, and Alice Iwono brandishing her signature guns. As usual, Hinata Senya was drop-dead gorgeous. The match was a bit rough with some iffy moments, but it did pick up steam and evolved into an exciting and fun contest. Though Hinata wasn't heavily involved, every moment she spent in the ring was welcome, with her aura and ring presence shining through. The standout of the match was undoubtedly Arisa Nagai. Despite a few slip-ups, particularly with some delayed pin breakups, she showed great promise. Her moveset continues to grow, and her selling is fantastically well done. Her exchanges with Ayane Iri were especially strong. Arisa also debuted some new moves, including a safe-style German suplex and an impressive wide-balance guillotine drop, which really showcased her flexibility and versatility. Alice Iwono, on the other hand, had a tougher time. She still appears awkward and stiff, especially when taking damage, and her moves often lack conviction. That being said, there were flashes of potential, and with continued hard work, she could eventually find her rhythm. Right now though, she needs to step it up to avoid falling behind her peers. Toru Hina, though still very green, looked noticeably improved compared to her previous outings. Her diving forearm was sharp, and her sleeper holds showed good execution. There's still a long way to go for her, but she's heading in the right direction. Yufa, as always, added a bit of fun to the match with her antics. At one point, sitting on Alice and slapping her booty. Ayane Iri was as vicious as ever with her powerful kicks and dirty heel tactics. She also hit an impressive double stunner on Arisa and Alice, keeping the momentum firmly in her team's favour. That did highlight the difference in skill between Arisa and Alice. Alice didn't fall and awkwardly sold it, while Arisa sold it perfectly. One of the match's turning points came when Yufa accidentally hit Hinata with her toy mallet, which allowed the Actwres Three Musketeers to mount some good teamwork and take advantage. Despite this, the Killers bounced back, and Ayano ultimately secured the victory for her team after hitting her signature Teardrop Angel on Arisa Nagai for the pinfall, wrapping up the match in around 10 minutes. While the match was entertaining and well contested, one takeaway is that Arisa Nagai is clearly ready to move up the card. Despite the loss, she's got the it factor and has been training hard, showing great and quick improvement. It might be time for her to start racking up victories and climbing the ranks, as her potential is undeniable. Post-match, Ayano expressed her interest in going for a belt. Yufa expressed wanting the Musketeers to join Killers. Arisa strongly declined and is determined to lead the Three Musketeers and defeat the Killers. The fourth match was a 4-on-4 tag match with 2 out of 3 falls rules. The Actress Killers, led by Maru, with Kyoko Wai, Haruka Ishikawa and Great Asako. They looked so badass and cool, amazing aura in their entrance. They took on the Genki Sentai Actress 5, well, 4 members at least. Marino Sohara, Naru, Yoi Tenchu and Riko Fukunaga. All sported new entrance gowns and looked incredible. Personally, Riko's looked the coolest. If the Killers lose, they have to do a penguin dance, and if the heroes lose, then they join the Killers. We began with a hectic brawl all around the arena thanks to a surprise attack from the Killers. The camera work wasn't the best, but we saw Maru do a foot stomp on Marino from one of the exit archers. Also, Yoi Tenchu was violently beating down Great Asako on the outside. When we got back to the ring, Kyoko applied a sleeper hold using her umbrella. Alan was surely smiling from the crowd. Kyoko then brutally swung the umbrella full force into Marino's face, followed by a Death Valley bomb. This shockingly got an early 3 count, leading to the Killers being 1-0 up and 1 pin away from winning the whole match. Riko came in to fight Kyoko, and they did some good work together as they usually do. Riko got off her Tiger Suplex hold, but Great Asako broke up the pin and tagged in. Great Asako did her menacing taunts and attempted her devastating Shining Wizard to no effect. Maru helped Great Asako by choking Riko with her chain. Great Asako sprayed her water mist at Riko, but she dodged. Great Asako wanted Marino, so Marino told Yoi to go in and fight her. This is where I love Yoi Tencho. She has so much energy and passion. She ran in, full of fight, and locked in a reverse gory special. She then hit a nice side suplex for a 2 count. Great Asako came back with a thrust to Yoi's belly and hit her unique moonsault, but somehow Tencho kicked out. Yoi hit a gut shot of her own and then a wind-up lariat, leading to Great Asako tagging in Haruka Ishikawa. This was the best run of the match here, as Yoi Tencho and Haruka worked really well together. Great back and forth stuff and sequences between the two. Yoi even added a new move, the kitchen sink. It's a cool move to add to her ever-expanding moveset. She then hit a beautiful velvet driver for a 2 before tagging in Naru. Naru showed off her agility, but was overwhelmed by Haruka with help from Kyoko Wai. Haruka lifted Naru for a combined neck breaker drop with Kyoko, but Naru kicked out. Kyoko and Haruka are a superb team. Naru came back with a missile dropkick and then a pitch-perfect moonsault, pinning Haruka to even up the scores at 1-1. Next 4 wins. Now it was time for Marino and Maru to come face to face in the ring. After some back and forth, Maru applied a muffler hold, but Naru broke it up with a missile dropkick. Yoi then hit a lovely big boot on Maru, and Riko followed with a high kick, and Marino ended the sequence with a hero kick for a 2 count. Lovely stuff there. The Actress 5 continued working together to beat up Maru. Marino went for a corner attack, but Maru countered with a Yoshi Tonic. She followed with a spin crusher and a backdrop, and stopped the pin when Naru tried to break it up. Maru speared all the members of Actress 5. She then set up Marino for the German suplex, but Marino tried to fight out. Kyoko came in with a chair, but Marino ducked and Maru was hit. Then the Actress 5 hit a simultaneous dropkick on Maru before Marino hit Maru with a German suplex entitled the MR Smash, named after Hulk Smash. This allowed for Marino to get a big pinfall win over Maru after around 16 minutes. Actress 5 won the match 2-1. While not as good as the previous matches between the two factions, this was still amazing. So happy Marino got a big win here, and props to Maru for putting over newer talent. She is a good veteran talent. Many people shined here, and especially Yoi Tencho, who is a supremely talented individual and always delivers on big stages. Post-match, Marino challenged Maru to a one-on-one rematch. Maru funnily refused to do the penguin dance due to her head hurting, but they will have to do it at some point. A bit of an intermission before the double main event, we had a dance to Gimme More, a Britney Spears song by the kids dance unit Virtue, dressed in black outfits. We then had a big announcement of a new rookie, Yukina Uehara, the tall Gravure idol. She has joined as a trainee with a debut set for December, Kurokan Hall. She looks incredible, and yes, I have purchased her 2 Gravure films now. She has already been dubbed as the Super Rookie, and she is being heavily promoted on SNS by Actwres Girls, and even did the ring announcing at the Osaka show that followed this event. I think she has big things in her career. After this, we had a song by King 00 featuring Princess Tenko, Yukat, and Kinkun. It was fine, but it's not really my thing. The first of the 2 main events was for the King of Ring Entertainment Championship, the badass Mari taking on the blossoming flower Sakura Mizushima. Both competitors started with caution, circling each other before Mari took control with a headlock. The early exchange of dropkicks set the tone for a back and forth battle, with Mari getting the upper hand thanks to her powerful strikes, including a brutal sliding leg lariat and multiple soccer ball kicks. But Sakura proved resilient, kicking out at every pinfall attempt. Sakura found her momentum after sending Mari outside the ring with a crafty rope technique and followed up dropkick. It was out here we got some good moments as they fought outside the ring, with Mari punishing Sakura using a series of moves, but Sakura countered with a body slam outside and returned to the ring. She kept up the pressure with stomps to Mari's legs and even locked in a figure 8 submission. However, Mari fought back, showing her toughness by enduring Sakura's high-flying offense, including a perfect 619 and a Northern Lights suplex hold, both of which came close to ending the match. Mari pushed Sakura into the ropes and started choking her. When the referee intervened, she released the hold and then delivered several soccer ball kicks to Sakura's chest as she sat on the mat. A fantastic moment happened as Sakura, whom attempted it earlier in the match, finally connected with a plancha, a dive, from the top corner onto Mari outside the ring. The intensity ramped up as both women fought tooth and nail. Mari's soccer ball kicks were punishing, but Sakura countered with a high kick and managed to hit Mari with her own version of Mari's move, the Noshigami. Despite her best efforts, including the aforementioned spectacular plancha to the outside and her signature smile 120% schoolboy pin attempt, Sakura couldn't keep Mari down. Sakura climbed the turnbuckle, but Mari countered with a high kick and executed a wrist clutch powerbomb, then followed up with a Brazilian kick and 2 buzzsaw kicks. Finally, she sealed the match with a Naraku Otoshi, scoring the 3 count, and Mari was awarded the belt by Princess Tenko. Mari's experience and raw power were too much for Sakura. An intense and thrilling match, Mari's victory solidified her as a force to be reckoned with, while Sakura proved she's a rising star with a bright future. It really was a superb showcase of Sakura Mizushima's skill. She really held her own in there with Mari. It was a terrific match and is well worth checking out. It was a classic tale of experience versus heart. Mari's dominance shows her as the reigning powerhouse, while Sakura's performance solidifies her as a rising star with the potential to be a future champion. A story of growth and learning, with Sakura pushing Mari to her limits but falling just short. But it will not be long before she does become a champion. Sakura cemented herself as a true main eventer here. Post-match, Mari got on the microphone and said,
"I've claimed the brand new ultimate proof of King. I've heard whispers that because Actwres Ring is more of a theatrical show, it's not considered professional wrestling. But then, what is this feeling? What is this pain? Sakura, don't let this become just a keepsake. Come for it again. I know how much this means to you, but you've also realised that feelings alone won't win matches, right? So, whatever it takes, whether it's this belt or a points match, you must reach the top. I will turn this newly created King belt into the belt of battle. I will carve our fights into this belt. I am the first ever King. Whoever wants this belt, anyone, anytime, come and get it. Let's carve the battles of Actwres Girls into this belt. Actress, strongest."
the sounds of a true leader there. I love Mari. After winning her King of Ring Entertainment Championship, Mari expressed some dissatisfaction, acknowledging that while winning was expected, it felt a bit boring. She emphasised that having the desire to win is not enough and that it's about showcasing strength. Mari sees no superiority between the AWG Championship and the King Championship, noting that while the rules differ, both represent strength in different ways. she expressed her desire to spread the King belt globally and make Actwres Girls a place where she can proudly defend it. Sakura, despite losing, felt both happiness and frustration. Competing for a title at Kurikan Hall was a major achievement to her, but it made the loss sting more, of course. She appreciated Mari's words of encouragement and remained determined to keep pushing forward. Sakura reaffirmed her goal of going after a title belt. The main event was the big rematch, the AWG Championship on the line as Act once again defended against Natsuki. The aura from Act was incredible during her entrance. She looked so cool, it's wild. The story of the match was one of resilience versus calculated aggression. Natsuki started with using her speed and high-flying offense, immediately putting pressure on Act with a dropkick and a knee strike. However, Act began to target Natsuki's leg with great kicks and a submission holds to regain her control of the match. It was an intense back and forth battle filled with fast-paced action and hard-hitting offense. It started with a respectful handshake, but quickly turned into a war of attrition between the two. Act's calculated and ruthless nature shone as she repeatedly stomped on Natsuki's leg and taunted her throughout the match, demonstrating her dominance with her veteran career and experience. Natsuki's resilience and quick counters kept her in the fight and kept it from being too one-sided. She locked in her front neck hold at one point, nearly making Act tap out, but Act just got to the ropes for a break. One awesome moment was a new move Natsuki added to her already great moveset. It came from being whipped into the corner when Natsuki countered with a stunning boomerang Inzanguri. She quickly followed up with a foot stomp to the back of Act's head from the top rope while Act's on the apron, and then delivers a running drop kick to follow. She hit her cutie special finisher, but only gets a 1 count. Act then caught Natsuki in the middle of an elbow strike and hit her signature Act slam. The turning point of the match came when both women were exchanging elbows on their knees, symbolizing their equal determination. Act caught a middle kick and locked in a muffler hold, but Natsuki got the ropes and hit her buzzsaw kick, and then her diving foot stomp nearly ended the match, but Act's ability to keep kicking out showed she wouldn't go down that easily. Natsuki went for it again, but Act intercepted and hit an avalanche Act special from the top rope. It could have won the match, but Natsuki barely kicked out at 2. A missile dropkick from Act also didn't end the match. Act lifted Natsuki again, but Natsuki countered into a Samson clutch, but only got a 2. Act countered Natsuki and hit another Act special, which could have won the match, but Natsuki still did not give up and kicked out at 2. Once again, Act climbed to the top rope, possibly for the Swanton Bomb, but Natsuki fired up with the last of her energy and hit a beautifully done top rope Frankensteiner. Then, Natsuki evolved her cutie special, turning it into a spinning cutie special, which she calls the Midnight Sun. Finally, this was able to secure the 3 count victory. It would have been hard to top the previous match and also try to top these two's first match, but somehow they overcame those obstacles and delivered a superb match worthy of multiple watchers. Natsuki, after winning the AWG Championship, expressed deep gratitude for the support from her fans and teammates, acknowledging that her victory wasn't achieved by her strength alone. She emphasized the importance of the AWG Championship as a symbol of the hard work and the dedication of all the Actwres Girls. She also mentioned the newly created King Belt, which aims to bring Actwres Girls to the world stage, and noted the division of the group into 2 factions, the Loyal Forces and the Evil Killers. She sees this as a new chapter for the promotion and called for unity to achieve their collective dream.
We have to make this Actwres Girls genre a success. To do that, we can't afford to lose even one member. We all have to stick together to achieve our dreams here, in this place. Actwres, the best.
She ended with,
"Let's all make a pinky promise together. Ready and go. Strong, kind, always giving our best. Actwres Girls."
Act did not give a post-match interview, but Natsuki did and expanded on her thoughts and emotions. She expressed her satisfaction with winning the belt after a previous points match ended in a tie, leading to frustration. She was thankful for the quick opportunity for revenge against Act, noting that the fresh feelings from her last defeat motivated her to win. She acknowledged that luck played a role, but felt her overall position was stronger in this rematch. Natsuki also reflected on becoming the first Actwres Girls champion who wasn't originally a pro wrestler, marking a generational shift. She hopes to lead the promotion into a new era by highlighting its unique blend of pro wrestling, acting, and entertainment, and aims to create something greater than just wrestling. She spoke like a true champion and leader. Overall, a great show as expected. The double main event truly delivered big time, and make this a great show by them alone. The 4-on-4 match was also fantastic, and it was nice seeing the debuts in the opening matches. Great stuff all around. Match of the night goes to Mari vs Sakura Mizushima. It was a close call between this and Natsuki vs Act, but something about this match felt extra special and dramatic. Props to both for their hard work. MVP awards. Please note that two people from the same match cannot get an award, just to keep it varied. The special debut award goes to Anri for the best debut of the show, beating out Miho Ishizuka. It was a good debut and shows her big potential. Most improved from the last Kurikan goes to Arisa Nagai, who continues to impress and stun with her quick adaptation to the squared circle. Bronze medal goes to Yoi Tenshu. Her fantastic display with her unmatched energy and her heart full of passion made her stand out. She always delivers at Kurikan Hall, and this was no different. Silver medal goes to Sakura Mizushima for her fantastic display in her big title match. This was a big moment for her and showcased her skills and growth in the ring. And the gold medal and MVP goes to Natsuki, of course. A huge main event and title win for her. She showed some amazing new moves, and after the match, she spoke like a true leader. She will be a great champion. The next show is on the 19th of October at 176 Box, and is already up on AWG Nets. Check it out. Don't miss out on the electrifying action of Actwres Girls. Check the links in the description to watch past events, reserve tickets for upcoming shows, and explore their website for more information. Let's keep supporting Actwres Girls. Your support helps these incredible athletes continue to entertain and inspire.